Champions! Good morning, fellas. How are you doing on this great Tuesday morning? We've got a nice 60-degree day currently in Chicago. Going to get all the way up to 80 degrees today in Chicago. And we got Champions League football just to sit back and enjoy this afternoon. Appreciate you guys kicking off your morning with me here, where we get to talk our sports and talk our sports betting as well. Big show here on tap. We've got to talk about some NFL action. We, of course, got to recap yesterday, and then we got to dive on into the bets for today, where it'll always be highlighted by Champions League and the return of the NBA tonight. So, of course, we got to get in a play for the return of the NBA. First, let's go ahead and let's just kind of throw up those NFL dogs, and in doing so, that'll give us a chance, to go ahead and talk about Monday Night Football. You'll see on the recap that we do from yesterday, in the end of the day, I couldn't get on the Hockenson play. I just... with him being, the number 2 player in targets like we talked about yesterday, but the number 1 player in Jefferson, obviously not being involved in that game, I just thought maybe after just thinking about it, maybe they'll just force feed him the ball a little bit too much, and maybe he does just go over it. Well, obviously Hockenson certainly went over his receiving yards. The Vikings win the game 22-17 as they knock off the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy getting 2 late interceptions, looking like an average quarterback late in that game. The Vikings hold on for the win. Give us a good plus 260. So you can see there, obviously a nice, outstanding bounce-back week for those NFL dogs on Week 7, winning damn near 8 units. And then now on the season, now we get our head completely up out of the water, and we're plus 4.9 units on the season, just blindly betting NFL dogs. So nice bounce back week by those NFL dogs. Couple of big dogs and the Patriots and Niners, and then overall, just get some other good plus 100 and change dogs. So nice one right there. Hopefully Monday Night Football treated you guys well. It was nice to see another primetime under come through. If you didn't take a chance on Hockenson unders, did you bet the under? 39 total points. Of course, the over-under was about 43, 44 points around kickoff. So relatively easy under. It came in under. Who bet that under? Let me know down in the comments section. Let's also give away $25 while we're talking about the NFL. We do that via the Pigskin Pick'em contest. We ask everybody to pick every single game each week against the spread. If you're able to beat your fellow winning bet supporters, you can take home $25. And this week we had a tie. So we got to go to the tiebreaker. And of course, the tiebreaker is correctly predicting the total number of points scored on Monday Night Football. You can see you had easy picks, and the Bills stink were the 2 entries that went ahead and tied with 90 points. So if you go to the tiebreaker, Bills stink comes in at 50 points, and that is, of course, Tyler has that entry. And then easy picks is Ed, and Ed does him one better as he correctly predicted 49 points. 49 is obviously closer than 50 to the overall total that hit of 39. So congratulations to Ed, and I'm going to give an extra round of applause to Ed because the Bills stink. Obviously, I do not like that name on any level. So nice to see easy picks come through. And Ed, I know you tend to join these lives from time to time. Get fired up in the comment section if you're down there, Ed, and make sure after the show you hit me up on Twitter and drop me that PayPal information, and I'll go ahead and send you $25. Good job, Tyler. You were right there, knock on the doorstep. Perhaps next week can go ahead and be your week, or maybe anybody else, because if you didn't play this week, we all start off with 0 points. So have a good week this week and take my $25. Love to see that right there. Let's throw up that recap now from yesterday where we had a really nice, solid Monday. How about going 3-0 and plus 2.69 units? We, of course, sweated out Arnaldi there on yesterday's show live, so we don't really need to talk about that. Just a good, sweaty tiebreaker win to give us the good 2-0 win. Misalic, we talked about that on TikTok Live. After looking over it, I was like, I don't know if he's going to win the match. I kind of wanted to take a stab at him at around about plus 200, plus 190 as a dog, but we just felt more comfortable thinking he could go ahead and win a set. He damn near won the first set. He had double tiebreaker, had an excellent opportunity to win the first set, but he hit the ball into the net, but he regrouped in the second set and gave us a good 6-4 win. And then we actually made the right call because he actually lost the third set to Cam Norrie. Cam Norrie gets the win, but more importantly, we pick up a set and get the cash. And then Liverpool-Tottenham, of course, that was our money line parlay. Liverpool on the Merseyside Derby, and Tottenham yesterday up against Fulham, dominated them in the first half. Could have had a couple more goals there in the first half. Second half, Fulham were a little bit better. They had a couple chances. I would say more towards maybe Tottenham's sloppy play more than what Fulham did with any of their pressing or disrupting what Tottenham. It was a little mistakes there by Tottenham, but they hold on for the 2-0 win. Relatively comfortable. not like Fulham got a lot of chances in that second half. So a pretty comfortable 2-0 win right there to cash us a good plus money parlay. All in all, it's 3-0 and plus 2.69 units. We do got a few more arbitrage money than what's showing there on the screen. After I sent this tweet out, we then tweeted out a couple full free money plays. So we actually got $8 and change. Unfortunately, we have already given back a couple of those units. We took a stab at a dog today in tennis. He did not come through. We took a stab on him covering the games, and also, sprinkled the money line. None of it came through for us right there. Just the classic mental breakdown and meltdown from the kid. So we're still positive on the week at plus 0.69 units as we roll into Tuesday Champions League action. We got to hop in that comment section, see what you guys are doing this Tuesday morning, and then, boy, do we need to talk Champions League football. So we'll do that right there. Good morning, Kyle. Hopefully you've recovered from COVID. You're out of isolation and you're back in the world. How's it going, my man? How are you doing? Good morning, Bill. Game 7. Game 7. Game 7, what are you going to do? We say it in this playoffs, just take the dog and take the under. Obviously, that strategy would have worked yesterday in the National League, would not have worked yesterday in the American League, although I do believe the Rangers were dogs, but the under obviously didn't hit. But still, it's postseason baseball. You're not betting minus 180 on the Phillies. You're just taking the dog. Taking the dog of the Diamondbacks tonight. Taking the under tonight. Let's see what happens. Good luck, Bill. I'll be rooting for the Phillies with you. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, my man. On the under here, but was one Kittle TD away from a 20-1 same-game parlay. Well, great way to be on that under. That's the way you play primetime football, it seems like, over the past couple seasons in the NFL. You don't even really consider anything else. You just play the goddamn under. Sorry, Kill couldn't come through for you, my man, but that looked like you had a nice little parlay. Morning, NBA, or morning, DJ. Morning. No, you're fired up for the NBA. You got to watch the banner being dropped tonight there in Denver. Kick off the season against the Lakers. Good luck. Yeah, you took a chance and lost. Oh, what? Dad, what'd you go down with? Did you go down with the Bucks? You went down with the Bucks? Damn, Thad, no repeat champion. No repeat champion this year in Eliminator. Thad goes down. Thad going down. Hate to see that, man. Crushing it against the spread. Nice Ed. Yeah, he did do good. He did. Bill went down. Yeah. He had the Bucks. He said that yesterday. Hate that. What's up, Ryan? Good morning, man. Phillies don't suck tonight. Yeah. What's the money line for the Phillies? Big-ish? I just would not take big dogs or big favorites in the playoffs. What is it? Minus 170? You're not paying minus 175. Not doing it. It's either the under or the Diamondbacks. If anyone has Bet Rivers and lives in Colorado, please send him a referral code. Love to see that. We do have Ross. Maybe if you don't hear from Ross today, Dejent, maybe give it a couple days unless you're just hell-bent on grabbing Bet Rivers today. But Ross is in this chat frequently, and I know he also lives somewhere in the Colorado area. So maybe hold out if you haven't heard from anybody, and Ross can help you out. You need the Phillies tonight. Last night was painful. Yeah, 0-16 from the big guns. Hate to see that. Needed Purdy to have one more passing touchdown. Yeah, he was just throwing interceptions late in that game. Just saying, bet the dog. I'm rooting for the Phillies with you, my man. I'm rooting for you. Take the Diamondbacks. I hear you. Hedge your feelings. That's the classic bet. Hedge your feelings. Classic. Love that. Yeah, Hawkinson was a beast. I was glad ultimately went ahead and stayed off that play. That was obviously the right call right there. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into the action here, boys. Let's throw up these bets. And I'm going to do something a little bit different today. People always ask me when it comes to soccer, like, hey, what's your prediction of all the games? So I'm just going to do my score prediction on the other side. That'll give you an insight on, obviously, what I think on the over-under. It'll let you know, obviously, who I think is going to win the game, if anybody's going to win the game. And it'll obviously give you an idea on what I think in terms of both teams' to score. So there on your left-hand side, you can just see those are my score predictions. Obviously, on the right-hand side is how I'm going to actually go ahead and bet these games. Two of these, the first two, we went ahead and talked about and gave out on yesterday's show. We're on the right side of both of these in terms of what's the current price. Lens PSV over 2.5 is now minus 150. We're in at minus 134. And the other one, we're only slightly on the right side of Benfica Sociedad. You can now get that at minus 102, and we gave it out at plus 105. As for the other one, Real Madrid money line, parlay that with under 4.5 goals, minus 107. It was minus 104 when we talked about it yesterday. It's now minus 107, so basically the same price. Just was going through more of the stuff yesterday and reaffirming that I do like Real Madrid on the money line, looking at other websites that predict scores. And, obviously I get the projected lineups from a lot of those sites. Everybody seems to have Real Madrid winning the game, and most of those sites had it under 4.5. So I like that parlay. And then Galatasaray and Bayern, we talked about doing a both teams to score in over 2.5 on yesterday's show. That was about minus 125 yesterday. That's now coming in at minus 145. So everybody's seeing goals in that game. I ain't seeing enough goals in that game where I'm just going to go for over 3.5 at the good plus money price over on Bet Rivers. And then sneak in a little Friday Premier League action. Tottenham on the money line, minus 120 over at Caesars. I realized I left off where that was. That was at Caesars, minus 120. Tottenham taking on Palace. And, of course, Matt and I will preview that one on Thursday's episode of Between the Posts. Really looking forward to Champions League, obviously. Looking forward to watching these games with you guys over there on TikTok Live. Running through the score predictions, you can see I do got Bayern pulling out the win 3-2. This one just full-on have goals. Galatasaray, they've scored multiple goals at home in 11 of their last 12 games. You look at this Bayern back line, it's really depleted due to injuries. This should just be a really bit of a cracker of a game. Glad that this one's one of the two only early games, so we can kind of focus on this one, watch it, and really enjoy what I think is going to be a good game. Inter's going to get past Salzburg. I think 2-0. They'll keep the clean sheet. A lot of these Italian teams are really just strong from a defensive standpoint, and Inter obviously is one of those teams. I think they'll be able to keep a clean sheet and give it a 2-0 win. Benfica, Sociedad, boy, we really just need 3 goals in this game. We don't really care how they come, but I think this is going to be pretty even. Look for Benfica to kind of bounce back here in the Champions League. Sociedad's been strong on the road. We saw that in their last game. So give me a 2-2 affair there. Real Madrid 3-0. I just don't think Braga's going to get a goal, even though they're at home. Real Madrid is awfully, awfully tough in the Champions League. But they also don't have enough firepower to run up the goal scoring. So I think that's why we'll also stay under 4.5. Give me a Real 3-1 win. PSV just got more in attack over in Lens. Even though Lens was able to knock off Arsenal, they did do that at home, and this one is at home, so maybe they do shock PSV as well. But I just think, and I've watched PSV against Rangers a couple times, they have the nice attack, the better attack. I think they pull it out 2-1. United 3-1 up against Copenhagen. An absolute must-win situation. Don't have a point so far in the Champions League. Who you face in match day 3 is the same team you face in match day 4. They really need all 6 points here if they're going to get up out of this group. I think it starts tonight here at Old Trafford. They're going to remember Sir Bobby and a little pre-match tribute. It should be a rocking grounds, should be emotional there. I think they pull it out. Look for Højlund to be an anytime goal scorer if you're looking for a guy. Remember, he used to play for Copenhagen, and his twin and his other brother are both members of the Copenhagen squad. I think you'll see his brother. His twin has been bouncing around between the youth team, so he's not going to be featuring today, but his brother, I think he'll be on the bench, and he'll probably make an appearance at Old Trafford. That'll be a good, cool situation there for that family. We always see that in the NFL. Well, here it's going to play out tonight in soccer with the Højlund brothers in action today. Arsenal's going to get the win 2-0. It's classic Sevilla, so it's going to be low scoring. We even know how good Arsenal is on the defensive end by talking about them on Between the Posts. I think this one stays under 2.5, and I think Arsenal walks away with 3 points, 2-0. And Napoli should do much of the same. But Union Berlin, remember, they've had 2 games in the Champions League, their first 2 ever games in the Champions League. They've lost them both basically in the last minute of each of those games. Look for them to at least get a goal, but Napoli's just too strong. They'll pull out the win 2-1. So that's how we see it going down this afternoon in the Champions League. Any score predictions from you guys? Any score predictions? Brock Purdy not being nice to you or Brian. Hate to see that, Tim. Hate to see it. I did see they picked up that safety from the Titans. I saw that. Love the score predictions. Yeah, all right, I'm going to do that. And I'll even probably do that on Between the Posts with the Premier League. That, like I said, it just lets you know over, under, who's going to win. So, all right. Thank you for that nice comment. I'm glad you like it. Can we cook us up an NBA free roll for tonight to use on the free bet on DraftKings? I'm going to use that tomorrow, Brian. I did mention that because just more of a games to go ahead and get through it. But on FanDuel, you've got to use their risk-free same-game promo tonight. Let's go ahead and cook one up for there, Brian. So we're going to bet the NBA. It's going to be a $5 free roll. We'll use some of our arbitrage cash. Remember the Lakers from last season? They were a first quarter under. You could pivot also. Remember how good the Lakers or the Nuggets are in the first quarter spread. So it was either take the Nuggets to cover the first quarter spread or take the first quarter under. I just went ahead and settled on the first quarter under 58.5. We know from last season how really good Jamal Murray was at defending the point guard position. Remember, when you went up against this Nuggets team, you would normally play the point guard under his points but over his assists. Rather than playing the over assist, I just set it on Russell going under his points. And then LeBron James over 1.5 threes. The volume's there each and every game, so I'll go ahead and take that. So we're just using last season's trends. It doesn't mean the shit's going to carry over from this season, but I don't really want to fully blindly bet it. I want to use some data from last season. If these translate over early into game one of the NBA season, I expect that same game parlay to go ahead and cash. So give me the first quarter under. Give me D'Angelo Russell staying under his points, and I will take LeBron to make 2 or more three-pointers in tonight's NBA kickoff. Lakers, Nuggets. That's how I'm going to roll. Just a little bit of a free roll. And I have talked about it on TikTok, and I believe I talked about it here on YouTube. I am, at least for the early going, and maybe I'll get the itch at some point in the NBA season. But other than free rolls in the NBA, I'm not interested in kicking out any NBAs this season. You can call it, cutting back on what you're doing. That certainly would be a true statement because I did the NBA every day last year. And as of right now, I'm not interested. I would say it's cutting back, but also just kind of focusing in on what you're doing and maybe being a little bit sharper in what you're doing. I just want to remain with the NFL, remain with soccer, and remain with tennis and put more of the energy and the focus into those. Something's got to give. All right, well, the NBA is going to give. And you'll also see that same thing with NHL. I'm not interested in giving out any NHL picks this season unless that changes, unless I get the itch, unless there's some hell of a trend that we stumble on and maybe it's a one that we want to do, but I'm just not interested. I got to cut back and just focus in on things I like, things I'm passionate in. I think that'll help you be a little bit more successful. And just going to cut back. So NBA free rolls, I'm all about that though. All about the NBA free rolls. Whenever we've got an opportunity to, flip some free roll, we'll go ahead and do it. So there we go. All right. What do you got here, Bill? You got Kevin Loney over 10.5 rebounds for your free bet. Okay. Again, I'm going to use mine tomorrow, fellas. If you're interested in holding on to DraftKings, I'll be getting mine out there tomorrow. That's a nice angle I recall from last season. They're taking on the Suns. DeAndre Ayton, that could be that's actually a tough matchup for him. It's actually a little bit of a tough matchup, but it's a free bet. So, hell, you can't go wrong. D'Lo unders. Yep, I'm on that. Golden State money line and Nuggets first quarter. Okay, so you're going to do the opposite angle in first quarter. There's 2 strong angles from last season, the under and Nuggets spread. You're going to go ahead and take the Nuggets spread. Can't argue. I certainly can't. I think it's good right there. That must be, I'll see you at the cash counter. What's up, my man? What's up with the Bills? I don't know, man. I'm still trying to figure it out, too. Just great second halves, good second half comeback against the Giants. Obviously, they one really long drive, a good second half against the Patriots. Just brutally slow starts, my man. Brutally slow starts. You can't really fault the defense. The defense is giving them a chance to win and doing really well. And you hate to say, given the injuries, but it is part of the game. But defense is holding up their end. It's just the offense and the slow starts. Buccaneers aren't that great. It's at home. Hopefully they can turn it around. But if they turn it around, they'll be fine in the first half. Just got to keep coming up with these slow starts. I don't know, man. I'm frustrated, just like you are, man. Just like you, I'm frustrated. It'll bounce back. Got a good opponent Thursday night to get a bounce back on. All right, Kyle, what are you doing? If anyone uses Fliff. Wow, that sounds like a winner. Super Boost, minus 40,000 to even money. Whatever that is, bet it. That sounds like an EV all day long. What's going on, Chris? Do you like the over 2.5? Right-hand side of the screen, my man. It's the second bet. I am on it. Plus 105 yesterday. We can get a live look, but I think I saw it was minus 102. Basically the same thing. Yeah. Even money over on Bet Rivers. But I'm on that over, Chris. Come along for the ride. Oh, yeah, DeAndre Ayton got traded. Yeah, he was part of that Dom trade. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. And then Lakers on the money line. Sure. I don't know. With obviously having the anticipation of cutting back on NBA volume damn near completely outside of free rolls, I couldn't even remember that DeAndre Ayton got traded. That's how much energy I want to put in the NBA this year. you know. But that being said, it's not like the same game parlays just slapped together. I mean, the free rolls will be researched. Not a ton of time, but gonna keep an eye on it. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. Austin Reeves over 1.53's got to take it. Yeah, hard not to from last season and the hit rate and what have you. So I hear you. I hear you. All right, boys, that's how we're going to go ahead and do it. Go ahead and lock in these bets. We give you 4 Champions League bets for today, a preview of Friday there in the Premier League, same game parlay for tonight, and then TikTok. So we'll do it 12:45 p.m. Central Time is when the second half of the Bayern Munich game will be kicking off. That's when I'll probably be home from the gym and looking to fire up TikTok Live and hang out with you guys for the second half of that game. And then, of course, the first half of the 2 p.m. slate. I am also interested in cashing in on Bet Rivers, enough points to get a $5 free bet. And I think we should cook up an anytime goal scorer for the 2 p.m. games. I've mentioned Højlund's in action. I'll be putting Højlund in there. I'll be putting most likely Bellingham in there. And then, just need to look at Arsenal's lineup. Need to, look at Sociedad and Benfica's lineup. But for sure, Bellingham and Højlund, I think, make the anytime goal-scoring parlay. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Cashing in some points over on Bet Rivers. Morning, Israel. What's going on, man? My man. I forgot about that trade. Yeah, I just forgot about it. Once I thought and said it, and there you go. What were my leans yesterday? I didn't quite make it. Obviously on official bets. Yeah, the Bayern-Inter moneyline parlay. I do think Inter obviously wins the match 2-0. I think it'll be relatively comfortable. But Bayern, obviously I've just got them squeaking by. I don't have Bayern. I mean, this is going to be a tough game for them. Tough game for Bayern. I do think they pull it out, but... So obviously I didn't think that money line parlay was all that strong. I obviously like the over a ton more. So that one made the card. And then our other lean from yesterday's show, based on my score predictions, this lean I'll hit is that Arsenal draw no bet, Napoli draw no bet parlay. That one's about plus money over on Caesars. I don't know what the current price is, but yesterday when we were talking about it, it was plus money. So that's how we'll do it. All right, guys, 4 plays today in the Champions League, an NBA free roll tonight, and look for early this afternoon when lineups drop. Let's cash in some bets and let's do a free roll for some anytime goal scorers. I think that'll provide us with a little bit of extra entertainment this afternoon. All right, guys, let's bounce back after a little bit of tennis disappointment. Still positive on the week. I think we got 4 great bangers today and look forward to cashing them with you guys. We'll see you on TikTok Live. Appreciate you guys kicking off the morning here. See you, boys.